Hey, babe.
Afternoon.
How was your day?
Whatever. You know.
What happened?
I don't really want to talk about it, to be honest.
Well, babe, it's good to talk about it. Talk to me.
I said I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but
What part of that don't you understand,
Yeah,
man?
but you'll feel better.
Jesus.
Babe. Babe. What's wrong? What happened?
Nothing happened. I said I don't want to talk about it.
So why are you so quiet?
Cause I don't want to talk about it. I'm alright. Why are you coming over here asking me what's going on? I already told you I'm good.
Because I could tell that you're in the mood, that's why.
Why can't you understand? I don't want to always talk about my feelings.
So you think that doing that's gonna help?
Well, it's damn not talking about my feelings ain't gonna help. Like what do you want from me, man? I told you I don't want to talk about it. Why can't you just understand that? I just want to be left alone. Can I just come home and just be, have peace?
Babe.
No.
Babe.
Hello. Welcome, OGs. Welcome. This is a long anticipated episode that I've been waiting to do personally. I'm really excited for this one. Really excited. I have with me today on my left, Dr.
No.
I'm joking. That's what I call him. That's what I call him, Dr. D. But Mr. Darren Lowe. And on my right here, we have Mr. Marky Johnson.
I'm back.
Yeah, he back. He back with another episode. He is. Today, they're here to help me discuss and talk about men's mental health. Yeah, and I wanted to just be, therapeutic and just relaxed and just kind of like give some insight to the audience, to you guys, to just take away from that. I feel that, it's a topic that is extremely important, and I think it's up and coming and rising in men's mental health that we really need to pay attention to. I think it's over the years it's been ignored, and it's something that it's not been even worried about. Like why is this even a topic? You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. So yeah, I think we should dive right into this, guys, and just get a little beverage or whatnot, get comfy, and come along for the ride. Yeah. Okay. So what mental health, how I feel as far as the dictionary, the definition of it, is a person's condition with regards to their physical and emotional well-being. So that as a whole, first of all, just like a person's condition regarding their physical or their psyche and their emotional well-being, brings us to our first question. How does mental health look or sound like to you guys?
Sometimes when we say mental health, it's so much stigma behind it,
Yeah.
But when we talk about physical health, we talk about, working out and being kind of our best you. We don't think about our mind and our emotions as the same, So mental health is basically, to me, that I can be healthy in my mind, not just my body.
Yes.
Healthy in my outlook, healthy in my balance, just really be well-rounded, yeah?
Yes.
So that's what it kind of means to me.
Okay.
Kind of taking the stigma out of it.
Right.
That it's not just about, institutions and stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
What you think, Mo?
I think for me, like Darren said, it's really taking the stigma out, because for me, being a young man, I've always been physically fit for myself.
Yes, yes.
And going through that stage of trying to recover from, let's just say, a broken leg or a big surgery, and on top of that, you have to deal with either bills and school.
Yeah.
That people don't realize that, but those two things go hand in hand: your physical and your mental. It brings out a person out of you like you've never ever even dreamed of in your life.
Okay.
Because it makes you either find yourself or it either makes you become somebody new. It almost reborns you in a sense. That's like, woo, I didn't know this about myself because I went through this state. And now that I'm going through this state, hey, I feel like a new man, a new new woman. So that to me that's what it makes me think of. And the songs to me comes from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. There's a really great angles of coming at us. What does it look like? For me, I think it's more of mental. Like, I know it's mental health, but when I say mental, it's like I'm a type. Okay, if y'all don't know me, I'm a type of person that I really can be in my head like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm very analytical. I'm very critical of things I do, I say, I look and how I'm coming across and different things like that. So for me, it was mental health. For me, was very growing up and still bettering myself at it today. Was just struggling with, I guess, people and how they thought, what they thought of me, society, am I fitting in, or should I fit in, and when it came to dating, like different things like that, because I'm not your cookie cutter everyday person, you know what I mean? So I have a very big personality, so I felt that I was a little different, so it was going to be a little tough, or whatever. So that's just all in my head was just a big like. I questioned everything. I thought about every little detail to where some people wouldn't even like consider thinking about stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, if I'm going somewhere, I'm in a shop or whatever, someone's looking at me, they're probably not even looking at me. They could be looking past me. They could be mice in a deep thought. But I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, they looked at me and said something about maybe my weight. They looked at me and said something maybe about, the way I have my bird or how I'm talking or my mannerisms or something like that. Because I was so self-conscious and into, so much into my head. But to me that it was toxic. It really weighed on me.
And so many times also people assume that, if somebody is kind of loud and open and kind of like very much out there, that they're okay inside, where quiet people, we tend to think if they're quiet, they don't say much, then they're got some issue in there, but they may, but it's all of us that we have different ways of expression.
That's very true.
I mean, I kind of came from a perspective that when I was growing up, I was more shy, more introvert.
Okay.
So I was definitely with my thought. Yeah, a lot of people think of me.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Being a loud person now, but I was very shy. So there was a lot of things that I found that I had to overcome.
Yes.
And that was definitely a mental challenge as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know. I really that's very true, because I like that, because like you say because I do express myself, and and people are very loud and I laugh a lot, and even when I'm at work or throughout wherever I go, it's like, oh, Josh is okay or whatever, but no, you can't judge a book.
Yeah.
You never judge a book about
too many pages.
You know what I mean? What?
Too many pages.
Oh, novel.
It's and I give women credit, really do, because like quick, like childbirth.
Go ahead.
Giving childbirth, going through that, the good women that actually can deal with that depression and deal with a child and
The good women.
it's
Right.
It's for man, like as a man looking at that, because we can't experience it, but
Right.
looking at it from the outside, it's like you must be really strong mentally
Yeah.
to like actually grit down and say, okay, no, I can't lose my cool, I can't, you know. 'Cause
It's such a physical
and
thing
yes,
that's going on. You know, you
yes.
think it don't take
Yes,
much
'cause
mental.
even man,
No.
'cause, like from a man's perspective, we're looking at it's like, yeah, it's not too bad,
Yeah.
And it's like women's like, no, like, but,
Yeah.
but then you realize is when we do realize it's like, okay, now I understand.
Yeah.
And now you start thinking as a father or as a husband and things like, you're like, now I know what my wife is talking about. I can see where she's coming from. I can feel it, you know. And then we start thinking, all right, now our brain start ticking as man. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's boom boom.
Right.
It's that brain.
That's it is. It's really something. It's really something. It really is. That brings me to our next question. Why do we think most men have problems opening up or expressing themselves to, anyone?
Oof, that's a tough one. I mean, because from my point of view, when I growing up, my father worked a lot.
Okay.
So when it came to me doing sports and stuff, my mom was always there.
Okay.
So it was a little heartbreaking for me because it's always good to see your father in the stands or see your father on the sideline cheering you on. Because it's a man thing. Like, you gotta make your daddy proud. Like, you gotta. But so it was tough. But then as I got older, I started to realize, hey, he's doing what he's doing for a reason. So instead of not necessarily being down on yourself, uplift yourself even more and make it proud. Put yourself in the paper so when he opens up that paper, oh, my boy made the paper.
Okay.
I'm telling the neighborhood, you know? So there's the types of things that as men sort of kind of we need to embrace is, even if we have children or we have nephews, is to make sure that we give them that support like how we need to, especially now in this day and age with COVID and all this stuff. We need to bring the children and bring everybody as young men together and be like, okay, look, I'm here for you. I got your back. That way it gives us that sense of pride to say, all right, I'm a proud community. Like, hey.
It takes a village.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I find
Definitely.
that as men, I don't know if it's culturally or whether it's an upbringing, but for instance, when it comes to sports or comes to a topic that we all enjoy, I think we're all, or gaming or whatever, everybody can gather together. We can talk and we can, talk a whole lot in the midst, and that's cool. In the barbershop, whatever.
Right.
But when it comes to talking about our own personal well-being, I think we've almost been inadvertently told to kind of keep ourselves to ourselves.
Yes.
That's private. Your emotions are something that you don't tend to express, other than maybe the emotion of anger or stuff like that. You may express that to your boys.
Correct.
But fear or disappointment or even areas of maybe sorrow, depression, or even grief, I don't think we tend to do that as much.
Yes.
I mean, we may have one or two good people that we have in our lives, one or two good brethren that we can WhatsApp now and again, and that's a good outlet. But on the whole, I think we're kind of like very much into saving face.
Yes.
I agree.
Very
we
much.
want to appear that we got it all together.
Yes, definitely.
That I'm cool. I'm fine. Someone asks, "How you doing, man?" I'm cool.
Yeah.
But inside, you're going through stuff. Especially guys that kind of going through breakups.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, how you doing, man? Nah, I'm alright.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, macho. You know what I mean?
But inside, you're kind of like saying, man, I feel fact up, man.
It's destroyed.
Yeah. But we don't want to, say that.
Right.
Some of us don't want to say that.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think what it is for my from how I feel, I think as far as I think why we don't open up, or a lot of men don't open up or express themselves, because I think they think it's maybe girly or sissified,
Yes.
or like it's too passive,
Yeah.
or it's not manly enough. Like why should I show that I'm crying or whatever? Like
yeah,
that's
real men don't cry.
real men
Yes.
don't cry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think, like you said, like we've been raised. Most of us have been raised or brought up from our fathers or whoever our guardian was. Even some of our mothers.
Yeah.
Some of these single mothers had to be tough, man, because you know it was only them. If maybe 3, 4, 5, how many other children?
Yeah.
So you know, I used when I was a quick story. Did some of my growing up in Atlanta.
Okay.
It was maybe about 3 years, and I went to school there. And my aunt Cora, who we were staying with, she is not my real blood family, but she was like a lady who took in people and stuff like that. So I was staying with her at the time, and I remember she used to tell my mama or whatnot when the boys, because she had one boy, 2 older girls, and then she took 2 of her brothers' children, were twins, twin boys, and they all stayed in the same house. So I remember one day, one of them must have hit or fell, or they was crying or something, and my mama was like swaddling them to say it's okay, and you know, whatever. And she must have came and was like, oh no, they'll be all right. Like I ain't raising no sisters. I ain't raising no punk. She was very hard. She was a very hard woman, you know. And so just things like that.
Yes.
It's not allowing as a young boy to express himself, or for you to, he don't think it's okay.
Yes.
For when he feels sorrow, for when he feels hurt, for when he has his heart broken, or the friend that he likes, they don't like him back and stuff like that. You know, when you don't address those things properly at that age, it turns into men who are the same way. But now it's an even bigger problem, because now you're getting into marriages, you're having children.
Yeah.
You know, you're going through life now as a big man, and now you're taking on a lot more challenges that are steeper. Not just, oh, he doesn't like me as a friend. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of things now that's heavy hitting, that's going to weigh on your head, that you have to deal with. And if you weren't equipped with it from young to know how to deal with these things, you're going to break down.
Yeah.
But you're not going to show it.
Yeah.
You're not going to show it. So to me, I think it could be passed on also from, like you said, generations, from forefathers. My daddy never said anything. He was tight-lipped or closed-lipped. You know, he didn't show his emotions. He paid the bills, and that was he loved, that he showed taking care of his children. That's how he communicated to you. You know, and I'm not blaming nobody. I'm not blaming no one's grandpa or great-grandfather or father or whatever, but we're just here to kind of like, you know, shed some light to say like, that happened. That was something that happened. It's past tense. But now we know better. We should do better. Do better with our kids, our friends. Don't be afraid to be that light and to stand out and be like, look, you know, it's okay, man. Don't be, you know, try not to be in the group of friends, that guy that like you said, will continuously to discouraging expressing yourself. You know what I mean? I think it's healthy for you guys and your peers, and whether you're out having a good time drinking, whether it's at Bible study, whether it's at the job or at the work or whatever, playing basketball in the barbershop. I think you need to allow the next man to be open himself without saying, man, that's punk crap, man. You ain't talking about, we ain't a bunch of girls in her. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody talking about their feelings and stuff like that. You know, why not? I always say, we're human first. We're men second. So where do we get off thinking that we're immutable from having feelings besides anger and maybe sexual feelings towards a female or whatever? You know, because those are the 2 dominant things that man will express and show to you, because it's 2 things that I guess make them more vibrato, more masculine. Like, you know, you're more of a ladies man, you're more of the bully. You know, so I think those are 2 things that we love to express that. But we're also human first. We're male second.
It's almost like, you know, you've seen the kind of that image of Atlas, you know?
Okay.
The guy with the
Yes,
bone
the
on
big
his
world.
shoulder, And, you know, it's like, we feel that we have the capacity to have the strength to hold everything up. we're holding the whole world in our hands. But you know what? Mentally, we also are going through some struggles. So we might be holding the world up. We might be strong physically, but there's some stuff that's going through. And it's important to admit when we are going through some stuff, some struggles. I went through periods of my life where it's like almost like the whole world was falling on my shoulder. I went through a divorce. I went through the separation. So that was like, man, like, lost my house, relationship, all that. So, mentally there was a dark period of time.
I couldn't imagine.
And so with that, I went and was able to get help, go and talk to somebody, not just my brethren, there's that close group. But there's sometimes where we need to kind of go beyond that and maybe even get some professional help.
Sure.
You have to go to a complete stranger and sit on the couch, as it were, and talk to them about some. And it wasn't. They didn't have a magic potion. They didn't say any magic words. But just being able to talk to somebody about my issues, was able to get like the whole world off my shoulder.
It's beautiful.
And say that I could cry. I could get snotty.
I know you.
And feel vulnerable. And there's a point where we have to. If not, it will destroy us.
Yeah.
All that weight, all that. I got to a point where at one point, it was an emotional issue that I went through. That I was like crying up for no reason. It was like grief that was happening inside. And sometimes we just see grief as when we lose somebody.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
But when we lose relationships, it's grief.
Yes, it is.
Because it's a thing that was alive that's now dead.
Yes.
When we lose people in our lives that used to be in our lives, but they're either away or we push them away, that's grief.
Yes.
And we need to be able to get it off our chest, And so there's nothing wrong being able to kind of go to a therapist, go to a professional, go to MWI, we only think of, when somebody has a complete mental crash, that's when I'm going to go, why wait?
Exactly.
Why wait? Because if we do bottle it up and if we don't let it out, we're like that kettle that we're boiling up and we block it up and we're going to explode. I've seen too many people in my life that's explosion has happened, and then you do have to get a little bit more intensive help.
You do.
But get the help one way or the other. And so I think being around people that will admit, hey, you know what, I went through that stage. I had to kind of have somebody else to talk to, even if it's professional. You say, I ain't going to no shrink or whatever. Hey, it's nothing wrong being able to talk to somebody. Get some, you go to the doctor, when you're going through something. Mind you, us as men, we don't go.
And I was just going to say that.
Our finger be hanging off.
I'm good.
Doctor, sweetie. Nah, good.
Rub some dirt on it.
Same with the mental well-being. We want to just throw some dirt on it. Put a Band-Aid on it, and we'll be all right. We'll be cool. And it's not gonna be cool. It's not just gonna be cool overnight.
It's not.
And it's so crazy because I had a deja vu just yesterday. Me and my girlfriend were talking, and I was saying to her, I said, "Hey, I really feel dumb." And it had to do with one of my children's moms, and she was like, look, maybe you need to talk to a father that's just like you. Somebody who has 3 kids with 3 different women, that's going through what you're going through, that's making it. And then when she told me that, I'm like, I can't believe this. Me and Josh are gonna have an episode tomorrow. And you're telling me this story right now? I'm like, come on, really?
Yeah.
And it made me realize, like, wow, like this is it. This is probably what I need.
Yes.
For me to reach that point to say, okay, now I understand. I can breathe a little easier. I can let that weight off my shoulders to say, okay, yes, I know what it feels like, but I'm okay now because I know that somebody else out there on this small island is going through the same thing I'm going through, but they've coped with it. They're teaching me now how to battle that battle. I'm like, for her to say that I just said, that's deja vu. I can't believe that. Like, but literally about to talk about the opposite.
and that's true. And it don't have to be perfect.
No.
It don't have to look perfect.
It don't have to look
And
perfect.
that's the other thing that I tell people all the time. Like, okay, briefly, I was just kind of talking to this about my daughter. I think it was yesterday, and I was talking to her, and her mom got in the car because I was dropping her off. She I'm not gonna say where she was because she could kill me if I tell her. But my daughter, I dropped her off to her little job, and her mom was in the car as well. And when her mom is in the car, whatever, her mom has a very prim and proper. Right, she's very prim and proper. She loves it. They get along well. They have a very great relationship, but she's more reserved when her mama's around. Right, when she's with daddy, it's no holds barred. Like she really just lets loose.
Right.
And I think it's because I create the space in my personality and my relationship with my daughter to allow her to be truly herself without no judgment. You know, and it's not to take from her mom to say it because they, like I said, they're having a wonderful relationship together, and that's the way she deals with her, right? But what I was saying to her, because you was talking about the kids and stuff like that, and juggling them and all of that. That's not easy. So what I was trying to say for you, that it doesn't have to look perfect, because I was saying to my daughter, I just told her when I dropped her off, I says, listen, I know your mom has you like this, and this you have to do this, and this is how she likes you to be. And I says, but also Rain, no, it was, let me say, she was talking about a lady. That's what it was. Okay. One of the ladies from the job that she works at, she was outside having a cigarette. And she didn't know that the lady smoked or whatever. I guess she's a really nice lady, but she was like, oh, I didn't know she smoked or whatever. And then my wife was like, okay, well, go ahead, go past her, and go ahead into work or whatever. And so she was like, well, no, I don't want to see her because she might not want me to see that she smokes cigarettes or whatever. So real quick, I done told her that well, that's okay, Rain. So I use me as an example because I do drink a little bit of alcohol, whatever. I have a little drink here and there, whatever. And when I do that, I might have a cigarette with it, okay? I'm vulnerable enough to expose that about myself. So, and my daughter sees that and she knows that. And I says, let me tell you something. This is why we have such a great relationship, Rain, because her name's Rain. As I open up to you and I let you know about all the things that, I'm not perfect, but I tell you this, I give you these things to follow and instructions her and this and your moral values and all of that stuff like that. And I just believe that when parents kind of keep that perfect image to their children, I think when they get older, and they start to grow up and start to notice little things that, oh, my parents are not perfect, it can cause rebellion and it can cause a lot of other things in there. So just keep it real, is what I'm trying to say, parents. You ain't got to show them, sex moves you do with your husband or your wife or whatever, or, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be, whatever, if you do whatever, but just be open and honest to your kids, and trust me, it will pay off in the long run if you be real, because then in turn they can say, well, hey, it also encourages the child to talk and be open more to you. Correct. So when they get to that age when she starts liking boys, you'll be able to know just exactly where she's at and how she feels. Right. Yeah. And it's also better mental health for you as well, for us as men, because so yeah. So yeah, like what I was just saying, like I really think that it's a concept. When I say concept, it's almost like this invisible handwritten book that it says that a man should just suck it up or deal with it internally. Like you don't communicate. It's just an unspoken thing. I feel that people just expect from a man. They
say man up.
Yeah. Man up,
But what does that mean? Man up.
Exactly.
I need to know more than am I manning up by showing up, or am I manning up by being like what you want me to be?
Right.
What, am I man up because I am supportive of my loved one? That's manning up.
Yeah.
But sometimes the definition is like, no, you got to be hard. You have, don't don't even say I love you because you should know it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
No. I mean, manning up is a lot more, of a burden sometimes than,
Yeah, it is.
than it's supposed to be a positive thing.
Yeah.
You know? But when we tell a boy, man up, and they have never been given the tools to man up, then that's frustrating.
It's
Yes.
very frustrating.
Yes.
Like and like you said, it hinders us from showing love or giving it, and also receiving it. We're just so closed up. Like you said, it's like you said, man up. It's like, what does that even mean? What is like? You need more specifics and details. Like, I really just think it's really crazy
Well,
as
maybe
far as what it
ask
is.
the audience, what do you guys think? Give me write in, give me some comments, anything,
Respond to any comments,
Yes.
please. Y'all never really talk
what does
in the
really
comments.
man up mean? Like, what does it mean for us, like, as men?
Honestly, don't worry. I'm also Snorkel Osh, so I'm got a lot of aliases. So yeah. So also, like, I think being more vulnerable with our emotions and showing a bit more
Yes.
tends to ease our loved ones, especially our loved ones, our wives, and as far as carrying the whole emotional burden to ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes when you want someone to do something, or you have to kind of like acquire them to do it. It's not implied or automatically. I think when men don't show emotions and don't be vulnerable in their marriage and show vulnerability,
Yes.
it leaves the wife to kind of take on the whole burden of that by herself. And what I mean, or what that more specifically looks like, is when she's trying to communicate to him on simple things like what's for dinner, or it could be bigger things as maybe it could be something in your marriage that you're dealing with, that maybe he cheated and you want to work it out when you're talking about it, or maybe it's something to do with the kids. Are we gonna, which high school to go? Are we gonna put him in private school, public, stuff like that? And if he can open up and give his things, I don't know, you just do it, you just decide, I gave you money. And that's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now she has to carry his emotional load and also hers, and then she can't express herself the way she wants. So now it's a dead piece of something in this marriage that's just it's just there, and it's like, I think it could be the cause for so much breakdowns in marriages, and why the divorce rates could be high, not just Bermuda, but in the world.
Correct.
As in the U.S. and stuff like that. So
So mental, or being mentally healthy as a man, also means as men we need to be present.
yes,
Because we might be in our relationship in body, but we're not there in real spirit,
Yes.
emotion, or
Yes.
in our mental capacity.
Exactly.
We're just out there, like blank,
yeah,
And that's where, sometimes we just come home and we are vegging out at the TV.
yeah,
It's like, okay, that's great. But what if we also need to connect with our spouse or our loved one and whatever?
Yes.
We're not present with our kids,
No.
The kids are, kind of all running around, you just handle that.
Yeah.
We do need to have our space to kind of have, some peace of heart and mind, but we also need to be present, so mentally healthy men need to be present in
Yes.
situations too. Know when to connect and when to disconnect. Sometimes we're unplugged. We're just completely unplugged from everything, and we wonder why things are just rolling off. And just think, if we disconnected for the whole week,
Yes.
not really. What was a really good communication or conversation we had with our loved ones, our spouse, our family this week? Can we think about it? Do we really kind of realize that many times it's almost like when we're driving and we're like on automatic pilot or riding,
Yes.
right? It's like we got from A to Z and we don't realize there was a journey in the midst.
no,
So in our life, we need to be connected in our journey,
Yes.
not just
in the passenger seat,
or
or in the back seat.
It's
You know?
dangerous when we're supposed to be driving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shoot, little taxi cab confession. sorry. I just.
You just made up.
I just.
That's all right.
See, this is good. This is good. Laugh.
This man right here. Boy, I tell you.
I'm really appreciate. I just want to stop and say I'm really appreciate you guys. I'm really appreciate you guys. Seriously, I like stuff like this. It really warms my heart. You know. I knew I was gonna say something. Also, I think like speaking of warming hearts. Okay, this has nothing to do with what I'm about to say. I think our masculinity has been taught to us like it's like in a toxic way, like hyper, like you said, like they call it hyper masculinity or toxic masculinity or whatever. I think it makes it difficult for men like us. I'm gonna use us as an example, if you don't mind. Not to take away from you not being masculine, because you're very masculine. But what I mean, our society feels that men are to be, like I said, hyper masculinity. Like I guess gang members, or wrestlers, or anything that you see that's very just exaggerated hyper, like or like Vin Diesel and all of the Fast and the Furious movies, The Rock, Triple X and all that, just stuff that's just like on a level where you're just a real badass, and it's like that's what was expected to live like on a daily basis. And that's what's as again, it's another visible part of this book that we have yet to see or know where it came from, but it's written like the Bible, and was supposed to be like that. And anyone outside of that cookie cutter, toxic masculine, I don't say toxic too much, but hyper masculinity is thought of to be anything but a man. You're not manly enough. Which goes hand in hand, like you said, good point, Kai, which goes hand in hand with sexuality as well. Because you have these expectations that you're supposed to be like this, act like this, dress like this, walk and talk like this. And when you have someone like, I'm gonna take me for example, that didn't fit into that mold at all. You know what I mean? But I still like women. I still want to date women. I still want to desire a wife and kids when I grew up and stuff. So where does that leave me in a world where all women, or most women in my society, are saying you're not cookie cutter masculine.
Right.
Y'all a little flamboyant. You know what I'm saying? Y'all little eccentric. Or whatever the case is. So I'm less of a man, I'm gay, I'm feminine, I'm all these things. So now I become undesirable.
Yes.
And to me, in that mind, that's stress. That's mental stress now on me at a very young age, or age of a teenager, which is, your hormones are going crazy. So, you're acting right up. So it's really important for us not to demonstrate and teach our children, or knowing now that we know better, we need to, go about the world in your day and kind of sort of fix it, or kind of put things in place better.
Even forced on, like, even more so on a racial thing as well, because over the years, people have always said, no, you can't date this type of person, or you can't date this type of color.
Right.
But then now all of a sudden you're seeing all mix of colors mixed in together, and people's looking like, oh, why you mix with that type of group? And it's strange because society has evolved so much since I've been alive, and it's so strange.
Let's keep it classy.
I hear you.
It's like society's changed over the years, that it's like it's really becoming a thing where it's just mind blowing that now all of a sudden this is this and this is that, or
so many changes.
Yes, and it's triggering so many different avenues and different trigger points in your mind, and open you up to, oh, let me try some of this. Or,
Yeah.
Let me see what that's about. And then you're figuring out things that you didn't even know you could figure out because you're jumping outside of that box. You're taking that extra mile. You're taking that leap to say, let me try something. Like earlier, Darren was talking about the Lego, and it brought me back to things that like I was like playing normal games or going for hikes wherever. Like it puts your mind in a mental state that, like you said, whereas a few minutes ago about micing, like a lot of things like you mice. It's for me when I mice. When I'm in a deep thought or I'm micing,
Deep thoughts.
I'm like really like.
You're really focusing.
Yeah.
You're really focusing on something.
Whoa, what do we call that? Yoga nowadays.
Yeah.
You're a yoga artist or something like that.
That's all right, and it's okay to meditate.
It is.
You know, I mean, meditation, whether it's in a way where we talk about yoga. I'm sorry to offend everybody who doesn't hear yoga. That's all right.
That's okay.
But whether you meditate, in that way, or whether you meditate, as I do, on the Word of God with the Bible.
Correct.
Sure.
Or have peace in regard to prayer, or just sitting on the rocks.
Yes.
That's a Bermudian thing. Sitting on the rocks and listening to the water. Just
I need to get back to
crashing
that.
the water. And just that's a beautiful. Now we make it an app.
Exactly.
Where you can
I have
literally,
yes.
have running water, have crashing oceans, have the sound of thunder. All those things, are important to our well-being. So it's like, where you might think it's a mice, but it's actually going inside and just saying, I just need some peace.
Yes.
I need some serenity. I need a way.
It's fixing things.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's all right. It's okay.
It is. It really is.
Sometimes my best ideas is when I'm micing.
Yeah.
It's
the truth. That's the truth.
I'm like, I'm gonna do this and this and this. And the wife's like, how you do that? What the? Don't worry about it. It's up in here. It's up in her.
That's when our mind's healthy. That's when our mind's
Exactly.
balanced. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think wrapping up or in closing, that I just want to give some examples of maybe certain things we can do to express healthy ways in order for you to deal with your mental health or your well-being. I took the liberty of researching seven quick and easy mental exercises to help you throughout the day. This can be, at your desk, wherever your place of employment is, slide into the bathroom for a quick minute and do some of these exercises that, it's just going to be something. It could be a situation that arises somewhere in you or whatever. You get a little flared up or whatever, or you're dealing with something that's a bit too stressful and you just need to just do something quick or whatever just to kind of balance or get your hair back level.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, you can do take deep and conscious breaths. Like, just very relaxing. Just, that's an old one. A lot of people say, just calm down.
Very earthly.
Very earthly.
Yes.
Right. Like, how you have people where they still, it's like, calm down, take a deep breath. Yes. That's very therapeutic. And that's something that is, underutilized. That's something that's just, you just say.
Yeah.
No, actually take a deep conscious breath.
Yeah.
You'd be
count
surprised.
To 10 or count to 20 or however long it takes
Exactly.
to get centered again, to get peaceful again. Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen to your breath as well.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I never really thought about that.
I know.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
never really did. I never really thought about listening. I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah.
I really am.
Also, meditating in a quiet place. They have little apps that you can meditate with and stuff like that. Or just meditating, just thinking about something that brings you peace in your inner peace in your mind. Like you said, it could be the word of God. Focus on a verse that really brings and restores that that balanced energy and that good mindset and mental for you. You know what I
Even a
mean?
good song.
That too.
Even a good song.
That
Somebody,
too.
Like, it could be any type of genre, but it's a song that reaches to you.
Yes.
And it brings you back down to your level.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Almost
brings-
like the lullaby for hope
Yeah.
that gets him to change back into banner. Come on, come on, you know. I know the Marvel.
Music is a very powerful.
It
It
is.
is. It really
Very
is.
powerful.
It really is.
Yeah, and and in the same way, why we have to use it wisely is that when you're in that deep kind of depression or whatever, you don't want to have moody
No.
kind of.
No.
I want to kill myself.
Slit your wrist, Susans and stuff like that. I know what I'm talking about. Oh,
No,
it's
so
true.
you got to be careful what you use and when you use it, but that's also good.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah, because that's a vulnerable state,
Yes.
a very vulnerable state,
Yes.
and that's why you wanna,
Yes.
So meditate in a quiet place. Also, forms of movements and exercises like stand and stretch, go into the gym, or yoga, walking or running. These are also therapeutic, and also obviously the mind and the body, which is the physical, go hand in hand.
Correct.
So without, you want to kind of have that, create that great balance between both, because if one's lacking, it's going to put strain on the other one, and vice versa.
Correct.
Yeah.
So those are great ways also that you can do quick little things. You can do a little lunchtime thing. I know on my job, my boss, he start off with himself, just his wellness with little walks or jogs or whatever on his lunch. And it's kind of developed into a slow moving little group that has got. So, that's a positive thing that I feel that's really, really good. That's as far as him being the leader of our job. You know what I mean? He's the head, he's the manager. And I think that's setting a really positive example for others. Also engaging with others. Sometimes when you're feeling a little bit depressed, or like we can be introverted or extroverted like me, sometimes just engaging yourself. Sometimes we like to, I know with me, sometimes when I kind of feel a bit down, I go inside of myself. And it's a lot of my co-workers at work, my wife's shaking her head, now her bun shaking all over the place. She's shaking her head and she said, yes he does. Because I like to go inside myself sometimes and just kind of like, I'm okay. And I just kind of like stay there for a bit and internalize it and stuff like that. Engaging with others helps that.
Yes.
Don't keep that in and just be like going there, and then you're sitting there moping for a whole hour somewhere inside, and you're thinking about what? It's this thing that I read in real quick, Joyce Meyer's Battlefield of the Mind. She said in it, think about what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
We don't really think that. Sometimes we let our thoughts run rampant, especially in vulnerable moments when we're feeling down or depressed. Exactly.
Yeah. Overthinking, definitely.
So it's like, think about what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
If you're in a state right now where you're not feeling good, don't sit there, and it's easier said than done.
Correct.
Don't, excuse my term, this is passion. Don't sit there and just dwell on everything in the day that just made you so mad, and you just keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. And what are you thinking about?
Yeah.
Is that helping?
No.
It's not helping nothing.
Just that loop.
That's it. Stop stressing about stressing.
Yes.
Let it go.
Yes.
Because it's not doing you any good. So let it go. Yeah. So that's a good one. Engaging with others.
Yes.
Also, you guys mentioned just a little while ago, listening to music. That favorite song could be gospel, could be inspirational, could be a little old-time love song or oldie-goldie, or just a song that just makes you feel good, Like just a song that makes you feel good. Instrumental, a little jazz.
Yeah.
Okay, so my horn was a little broken. It still works. And then, so it's also what I'm about to say now, taking a moment to laugh. Okay?
Laughter, that's it.
Laughter. And y'all know me, I like a good laugh. A good damn laugh, too. I'm going to say it. What? Yes. That bellyache laugh. We be getting that from Big D. at the job or whatever. Oh my God, this man's hilarious. I gotta get him on her though. You really want a good laugh.
But laughter is also a good medicine.
Yes,
Laughter
it is.
Definitely
Yes.
good medicine.
It is.
It's good for your heart.
It's strange. It's strange though. Real quick, it's like
Okay.
when you cry and then you start laughing while you're crying. It's like
I've did that
what
so
am
many
I,
times.
What am I crying about? Like I'm already
Yeah.
having a good laugh. Tears are running down my face and I'm
The snotty ones.
Yes, yeah, man. Yeah. Shoot. Ain't no shame. Ain't no shame. So, but yeah, and the last one I have for you with my little 7-day quick and easy mental health exercises that we can do in your everyday life is make your goals realistic. You know, make them realistic. If you decide to say, okay, you know, you're a person that's high strung, or you stress about it. You stress about things too much and stuff like that. And so when you go work or about your day, you might have road rage. Make little goals today. Say this morning or today, I'm gonna try not to scream at the person that's driving 5 miles an hour in front of me. You know, take little steps. Make realistic little goals like that. Instead of when Karen comes up to me in the job or in the supermarket or whatever, and you know I feel like, you know, giving a piece of my mind or telling her where she can get off at the bus, Dean, you know, let me just rethink it and just say, well, look, I ain't got time for you today, Karen. Move away. You know, so just make your goals realistic. Yeah. Yeah, so we're just wrapping it up. Just trying to find do we have any places or resources for men to reach out for assistance in expressing themselves?
Yeah.
You know, different ways like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Darren, you want to?
Yeah, I mean, there's a new therapeutic community called Mask that's men counseling men, and that's a very, very good resource. EAP, if you're going through some issues in your job, you can actually ask if you can be referred to EAP.
Okay.
And they will just basically, you know, give you assistance to sit on the couch. I had to do that. Sit on the couch, you know, sit on the chair and just talk out to a stranger, confidential, you know. And that's the thing. You want to find a group of people who are professional and confidential.
Yes.
Keep your confidence.
That's important.
It's okay to talk to your mates, but some of them don't always keep.
Don't always keep it.
Keep the secret.
I know.
So you want, if it's serious, definitely find people who are entrusted with, you know, your confidence. That is important to them. Yes, that's very good, Darren. Thank you for that. I think we really needed to hear that and like have some actual tangible places or things that we can go to for help. You know, online is cool, apps are good or whatever, but sometimes people just require that little, that one-on-one or that face-to-face or even a group thing. Yeah? Okay? So I hope you guys really took away from this some truly inspiration and just something to think about, you know? Think about what you're thinking about, you know? So I was really excited. I was really happy to have my good friend, Mr. Darren Lowe, here with me today, and also Marcus Johnson. And it's been a journey. It's been real good. It was very fun. Yeah.
And it was also educational and good for, you know, our audiences. So, all right, OGs, once again, you have been in the cut with your boy, OGosh. Peace. Question 2 and all what our personal things, so we want to make sure what we're getting back to, so we're not like okay, where were we, you know, type of thing. Question 2 was done, so now I think I'm gonna go into my notes from the movie or the clip that you said and just kind of like not really question, but just kind of your responses. I encourage you guys to just more like kind of look at it as a conclusion. So we're bringing it in. So when you do talk about it or answer it, just kind of like bring it into like that closure type of thing, into that that space. Come on, my dear. We're gonna watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.